I think we have something to pitch to Fox for this fall.
I do think satanic cops would flood.
Satan cops.
You have a right to remain silent. Your soul may be carried to be with eternal damnation.
License and registration, please.
That was a pretty good Satan. I like that.
You're gonna need to step out of the car.
I really want him to make this show now.
I know, me too.
It's like part Exorcist, part just the show Cops. Like someone's like running away in their underwear, like from a trailer or something like that. And it's like either just like these beams of light come out of their eyes, and then people just get whisked down to like this.
The real hook of the show, though, is that there is a new cop that's fresh out of the academy that is like. He's just a normal dude. He's a normal dude played by James Franco that like, shit, like this is a satanic cop force. I guess I gotta just do my job, you know?
I'm still on probation.
You put down the spray can, you vandals, or else we'll take your soul away, I guess. That's what they told me to say.
Or else we'll take your soul.
I'm getting it.
Welcome to Word Rango, the game show where dictionary definitions produce knowledge and comedy. 4 words enter, 1 word leaves and is crowned champion. Our steely nerve competitors, a writer, another writer, a voice actor, and that other guy. And now it's gloves off and set your dictionaries to love. It's time for Word Rango. Here's your host, Mike Suzak.
Welcome to Word Rango.
Oh yeah, baby. You turned into the sexiest podcast.
Or the wine, light the fire.
My name is Mike Suzak. It's episode 21. All of you can drink now. Everybody that's listening. That's what we've been waiting for. I think that's how it works. It's almost Valentine's Day, so we are all ready to fucking get it on.
I'm joined all up in your candy box. You know what I'm saying?
I'm joined this week by a man that thought he was making a sexy voice, but it actually was pretty perverted. Bob Paul.
Love is in the air, everywhere, it's all around. Ooh.
A man that's dressed, I don't know why, he's dressed like a box of chocolates. Dave Hinkle.
Hello, hi. Hello. How you doing, baby? How you doing?
Guess where his nougat is.
and a very svelte guy that's he's just trying to get some love. Ryan Lewis.
Peanut butter Valentine. Oh yeah, you know.
And,
topical. It's very topical.
And yeah, we're rounding the corner for Valentine's Day. So naturally, you know what this episode's going to entail. Where if you except they're appropriate dick jokes, right? Like
sensual dick jokes.
Valentine's Day is one of those days in the calendar year where if you're a poor sap that doesn't get much, that's the one day a year that you're like I might get laid. I might seal the deal today because it's Valentine's Day. And I think that's why the holiday actually exists. Everybody says the Hallmark holiday. I think it's like a dick mark holiday, personally. They're appropriate dick jokes, but if you've heard our past episodes that are themed, you'll know that we try. But man, don't get your hopes up.
Unless we're talking about food.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And eating Dave.
Well, that might still happen this week. I think it would be appropriate. Ryan, I believe you won last week.
Sounds
you
right.
Not?
Mm-hmm.
Cheater.
That's kind of like the default position I'm usually in. Winning. 2010 callback.
Yeah. Let's see. I think you won with Poganotomy.
Yep, that's me.
Last week. Probably should have been Subungual. Sorry, Dave.
Yeah.
But Ryan, because you won last week, I'd like for you to have first word. Ryan, what is your word this week?
Well, my very sensual, romantic, sexual word this week is Vasorexia.
What?
Vasorexia.
Vasorexia.
Dave, can you please guess the spelling for Basorexia for like 69 points?
Bassorex.
Did we invent another letter this week?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's actually a symbol that looks like a sweater.
Yeah, it's a sweater emoji is basically how you spell that word.
How accurate is he, Ryan?
Well, up until the sweater emoji. Actually, you know what? Like, I feel like words are like, the Roman alphabet's going to actually evolve to the point where we're actually going to have emojis be part of the alphabet. So I think it's probably not too far off if the year is 2035 and we're riding hoverboards. But it's actually spelt Basorexia. So you threw an extra S in there for good measure.
That extra S is for sexy, baby. Yeah.
I will go first. Now, Ryan, I'm a little disappointed because you knew that Valentine's Day is coming up, but I mean, you've been a married man for a while. Yeah, you've been a married man for a while. You know, you got a couple kids. When you get to that point in life, you start forgetting those important dates. I understand that. I am not at any crucial point in my life, and I already forget dates. So this has nothing to do with Valentine's Day. I'm going to say that outright. What it actually has to do with is it's really sad, and I don't know why you'd bring this word to the table. It is actually an eating disorder for basset hounds. It's
So
really
sad.
it's really I mean, it's
Like when you only eat basset hounds?
yes, no, it's an eating disorder that basset hounds have, and it's really upsetting because have you ever seen the videos of like dogs that are narcoleptic and they just kind of keep falling asleep? They're in the middle of eating and then all of a sudden they flop over. It's just so like it just brings your heart down. Your heart just
No, that
sinks.
sounds like the cutest thing ever.
It is kind of cute,
It's
but
like a golden retriever. It's nom, nom, nom. And then bam, face first into the food. Yeah.
Now it's the same thing.
I'm quitting the show right now and taking that as my new job, just watching dogs fall asleep.
How do you get paid for that? Where do you make money doing that, Bob? I just want to know how your
Gotta
brain works
monetize
quick.
that, yeah.
I'm workshopping it in my head right now. I see a lot of ramen noodles in my future.
No, you get paid in kibble, actually. You don't, like, actually make real money. You get paid in kibble so you can feed more dogs and watch them fall asleep. It's like a perpetuating cycle, you know?
Now, part of that job that Bob is creating in his head has to do with feeding dogs and then watching them, cause themselves to throw up. And it's just, I don't know how you get a paw down your throat. I don't know how they do it, though. It's really sad. Ryan, you're an awful person for Basorexia. I'm kind of upset right now. I'm sure we have listeners that are too. But whatever, basset hounds aren't the best dogs anyway. So, Bob, what do you think Basorexia means?
Basorexia, bass, that first part's actually pronounced bass. It's Basorexia.
Oh.
It is a bass guitar played by the king of basset hounds.
Interesting. Can you elaborate on that quick?
Sure. Let me just put some dream-like music right here as a filler for me to think about things for just a moment.
Your words aren't doing that?
Also, do you mean a bass guitar like?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Flea. Flea is with us.
Oh, I feel like I stepped into an episode of Seinfeld right now.
Dog.
I had to.
So Basorexia is a bass guitar played by a basset hound, but it's actually in the Winter Olympics.
Sochi.
Now, the guitar portion isn't actually part of it, but you actually do have to play the guitar the entire time. It's the basset hound is half ice dancing, half curling, and then the last half is a Zamboni drag race.
Zamboni drag race. That is sounds like the worst Sunday afternoon ever. Let's go watch the Zamboni drag race.
And if you were hot on the mass, you'll notice that was 150%, but that's all the heart that you're putting into this competition, 150%. It's beautiful and terrifying at the same time. Basorexia.
I just feel like before the IOC let that in, they were doing just massive quantities of peyote and LSD mixed with Drano or something like that. And they're like, fuck it, man, there's a dog and he'd be dancing but playing the bass. How do we score it? Just have that guy who watches the basset hounds fall asleep, have him just throw up some numbers.
This was supposed to be in Salt Lake City in 2002 when Mitt Romney was in charge, but it didn't quite make it through. They didn't have nearly enough time to get it all together.
Or drugs.
Oh, no, I think Mitt Romney had plenty of drugs.
Oh, okay. Well, that's possible.
So
Yes, we can, right? Oh, no, that's not him.
I have no clue. Like, I guess you said a couple things.
We should preface that this is being recorded at 7 o'clock
7
a.m.
Yes.
Pacific
Yes.
time.
None of our
Bob just-
brains are working. It's 9 o'clock for me, and mine didn't turn on properly yet. It rarely does. There on a weekend, I kind of keep it off.
I've been awake for 2 hours. I am ready for this. It's a basset hound playing bass guitar.
We gave you an out there, Bob.
Interesting thing about Mitt Romney, though, is he's like one of those like psychedelic frogs. Like if you ever meet him in real life, try and lick his hand, because if you lick his hand, you will just trip balls. You will just trip your ass off.
Oh, shit.
So, you know,
I just get that from looking at his teeth.
Now,
to send you into an instant like
Yeah,
we're
wow.
gonna-
drug
we are
hallucination.
instantly going to be able to know who Word Rango fans are by watching Mitt Romney on TV shaking people's hands, and if someone sort of pulls it up and just gives
Yeah.
it a nice gentle lick from like basically from like the middle of the middle finger knuckle all the way up the back of the hand to the
Well,
wrist.
no, I mean, how much you lick depends on, like, that directly correlates to how many balls you're going to trip. So you got to be like, you got to be smart about what you do. Like if you shake his hand in public, you give it a quick kiss. That's like a nice buzz, you know. That's like going to set your night off.
like a
You're
little
gonna be
soft kiss on the neck.
Yeah, like a little
right?
soft kiss on the neck. Yeah, keep it romantic. It is Valentine's Day, but
Did you say how many balls you're gonna trip? Like it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
fucking
it's a
Chuck
number
E.
of
Cheese
balls
and you're
on a-
jumping in.
no,
Yeah.
like on the trip balls scale, like you have to describe how many balls you're tripping, because how else are we
Quantity
supposed
of
to know?
balls.
Yeah, quantity of balls tripped.
Shit, I
feel
always
like
thought the
there's-
maximum was 2.
If my wife and I were walking through the mall and we both trip at the same time, is that the same thing?
Well, it depends. How many balls does your wife have? I mean, if you
That's the
trip,
qualifier.
if you trip, you're just tripping 2 balls. So you know that's
and
a
for
pretty.
Word Rango listeners, if you get arrested because you licked the back of Mitt Romney's hand, Word Rango is not going to pay your bail and will probably not show up at your trial.
No, we'll
Right.
guarantee a high five though if we ever meet you,
Oh,
because
yeah,
that's a
'cause you're
pretty.
tripping.
We're on that.
That's a good get right there.
I'm actually kind of just pondering that question that Bob asked. So then women can't trip balls? They trip like uteruses or something? Like I don't
Trip
understand.
ovaries, man. That's
Trip over.
yeah.
Those are sort of ball shaped
Oh,
on,
yeah,
on the
sure.
inside. They are,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
It
we
sounds
can-
like it.
I've
We can
never
kind
seen
of
one. I
allow
think
it.
that's illegal.
Yeah, ovaries are just balls that haven't dropped yet. So you know.
Oh,
Oh, poor Dave.
tripping ovaries.
Your health class failed you so much.
You know, I went to Philly public school, right? Like there was no health class.
And here's a diagram of a uterus. Here's a diagram of a Philly cheesesteak. There you go. Get out of here.
All right, we're gonna play some Boys to Men.
I love the idea that in Philly that they're calling it Philly cheesesteaks. You guys are so ridiculous.
It's just a cheesesteak.
I'm selling the joke, dumbass. Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Hey,
there they
you-
call it a cow. It's
You
the
guys
cow.
We
Hey,
are
it's called
in a-
food.
We are in a health class in Philly, a Philly health class. Like, come on, guys, come on, drink your water, calm down.
Oh, okay. Dave, I don't know if Basorexia or Basorexia had anything to do with tripping balls after licking Mitt Romney, but if it does, just nod your head, which I can't tell if you are, or give us your definition.
All right, I think basorexia is it's a word that describes a Tyrannosaurus Rex that has a penchant for doing bass solos at inappropriate times. So it's like, you know, you're at a funeral, like your dad just died, you're just losing it, you know, you're just going insane. And yeah, you have this friend, you know, let's call him Gus. Gus the T-Rex, and you know he brings his upright bass with him everywhere he goes. And he
it's an
just-
upright.
Yeah,
Wow.
oh, it's an upright. He's a serious musician.
shit.
You know, he's gonna make it, you guys. Gus is gonna make it, and he just won't stop like practicing his craft and laying down some really chunky bass solos at inappropriate times. You know, it's like the waitress comes by and she gives you the check, and you know Gus just stands up and pulls out his upright bass. He just starts playing, and he's like locked like eye to eye with her. He's just staring her dead in the eyes, just playing that upright bass, and you know it's just
Flexing his
really
teeth, yeah,
it's just really weird. It's like a every time he brings it out, it's just a weird vibe. And yeah, that's Basorexia.
I'm more amazed that a T-Rex with very small arms is able to play bass. So
well, you know, I didn't say
fascinating.
how big the upright bass was. Like it's kind of miniature by human standards, but for his tiny little hands.
I was just thinking maybe he's like the only T-Rex that has long arms. And if you were the only T-Rex that had long arms, playing a bass guitar and rubbing it in the other T-Rex's faces is probably on the short list of things you do, right?
What a dick. Yeah, hey, these long arms are useful. Check this out. I just like, I like that he does it at inappropriate situations. Like he's sitting in an elevator, and he just turns and just starts staring at you and just starts laying shit down.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like, he just stands up and he's like, hey guys, you know what this sexual harassment meeting really needs? And then he just whips out the bass and just gets it going.
And then everyone runs away from the talking T-Rex that was in the meeting.
That's true.
He's dressed in a suit. He's secretly a T-Rex.
It's like your secret octopus of dinosaurs.
Yeah.
That's going to be harder to cover.
Come on, Bob. Huh?
Hi, everybody.
He's also a satanic cop.
Well, I like the T-Rex playing bass. That's fantastic. But Ryan, at this point, you have a lot to live up to. What does Basorexia actually mean?
Yeah, Basorexia or /Basorexia, take your pick. It basically just means an overwhelming desire to neck or kiss. Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, nice.
Go make out.
So
you want to.
Necking
Go Hawks.
that means like necking a dewlap, right? Like that that applies, right?
That's definition B.
Okay.
Or the second definition, a overwhelming desire to shove your mouth around a giant dewlap. A giant sensual dewlap.
Just get as much of that in your mouth as you can.
Just go down on that dewlap.
I'm proud of you. That is Word Rango, like that's our word now, obviously, because of the necking.
And because of the T-Rex. I think that's
you
really...
sly son of a bitch, making a push to get this word up to the top again this week. Oh, man, that's good. That's just good. But we need to move on and get someone else's word. Someone else needs to compete. Dave, since you were in second last week, let's have you go next. What's your word this week?
Okay, my word this week is Gynecocracy.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Gynecocracy.
You can't have gyne and cock in the same word. That's just not.
Hey man, if we've got if we've got
killing two birds with one
Tyrannosaurus
stone.
Rexes playing basses and satanic cops, then surely we can combine the peanut butter and chocolate. That is gyne and cock.
Bob, can you guess the spelling of this really quick?
Gynecocracy. Gynococracy. Gynecocracy.
Wrong. You are dead wrong.
I got the sweater emoji.
Gyncock. Ampersand sweater hashtag.
No, actually, the spelling is Gyneppenis. OC. like, why would you think like cock is just slammed in the middle of that word? I know it sounds like cock, but
because that's what's going to happen on Valentine's Day. What? Oh,
Dave, how is it really spelled?
It is Gynecocracy.
Gynecocracy. Wow.
RACY.
Is that a Queen Latifah shout out?
Yeah, a little bit of shout out to the Queen.
Okay.
It's Valentine's Day, man. That's the day we celebrate our queens. So,
Such as Queen Latifah.
yeah, such as the Latifah,
Queen Latvia.
Queen
Ryan. Ryan, what do you think gynecocracy
Who needs a queen?
Dave, who you calling a bitch? All right. Gynecocracy is a dystopian future where gynecologists run the show, but it's only men, and they found a way to reproduce only through penises. because these gynecologists really want to keep their profession going, even though there aren't any women.
Asexual gynecologist.
I gotta imagine that like part of that like male to male reproduction process has to do with a pap smear. Like some pap is getting smeared at some point.
You can't say look, we say a lot of words on this show. You can't say schmear. I think that's
schmear.
you can't say schmear.
That word only has to do with bagels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Not in this
Well,
context.
same principle.
Please.
I mean, you're just smearing something down there. Something for the pap's health, for Pappy's
like
health.
a nice raspberry cream cheese.
Like that's what I like to imagine. Is like a lady goes in a gynecologist's office. It's like, all right, pap smear me. It's like, okay, she gets the smear, and it's like to make sure her pappy is like safe and healthy. She's like, I'm really worried about my dad. He's been in dire straits. So just smear me a bit down there for good luck to make sure that my dad survives the winter.
Some delicious Philadelphia cream cheese.
Yeah, and like the gynecologist is just like, oh, an everything vagina.
I don't like the sesame seed vaginas myself, but when it's an everything vagina, then I can kind of take it.
I just want to apologize to all of our female listeners. Like, we really don't do good by you, I don't think. We don't. But I do think they've been lying to us this whole time, and they really go to a gynecologist to get bagels and cream cheese. Like, they have to.
Only possible solution. Yeah,
world's best kept secret.
I had to get a cinnamon pap smear.
No, I like the idea of this dystopian future though, because you just have like gynecologists in white lab coats just like riding around in like those weird tricked out battle cruisers from Mad Max, just like throwing Molotov cocktails at people, just like
and everyone's in stirrups, just like their legs spread, riding on shit.
It's just like a flatbed truck with like a bunch of gynecologists in stirrups throwing Molotov cocktails. Yes, absolutely. Oh, so good.
Oh shit! I don't know. I don't know if Bob. I want you to go next because I had like Ryan's definition just took the air out of me completely. I just don't know where to go. Bob. What do you think Gynecocracy means?
Oh, I think I can see into the future and that my word is going to lose. Woo. That was rough. And I want a smoked salmon pap smear right now.
Some locks and capers for your pap smear.
Absolutely. Okay, so Gynecocracy is it's a mother-son kind of word. It's where a son for a mother will set ablaze her colorectal gases.
Wait, colorectal?
Okay, so he's holding up a lighter.
Yeah, it's a favor. Mothers get gassy, as we all know. I mean, I think we all came from a mother.
Unless you're time traveling from the dystopian future where only men give birth to their wieners.
Can we go back to this colorectal? Because colorectal is a word that basically says that like it implies that for some people colons are going somewhere else than the rectum. Like it's like no, it's
taking a left turn.
Yeah, it's colorectal.
Colouterine.
Like where else would the colon be at? Like I don't understand.
Hey, yo, where your colon be at?
I know you don't understand. We've talked about your health class. I know you don't understand.
Why?
But sometimes plumbing gets a little haywire down there.
Yo, this is a picture of the rectum.
Yeah, sometimes
this
your
is
rectum.
a picture of the Liberty Bell.
It takes a left at Albuquerque, and it just sometimes that's what happens. Yeah.
So tell us more about this loving relationship that involves lighting farts.
Yeah, how does this work exactly, Bob?
Oh, I'm still hung up on a pap smear. My eyes are damp. So in a loving mother-son relationship, mom will sometimes overshare, but really it's a full-on share of things that she needs from her son. One of those things is there's a lot of gas. Sometimes it comes with a sulfuric kind of smell, and you got to burn that stuff off before company comes over. So the son will go to the junk drawer in the kitchen, rummage around, and we'll get that. You get that long lighter that you normally light the charcoal grill with, because you are going to need a little distance If you just use a Bic lighter, listen, there's a reason that I don't have much eyebrow.
I love my mom.
And that's because of you people. Thank you all for your donations.
No, but if you're
I
Mitt
love my-
Romney, we encourage you to use a Bic lighter because then it'll singe all the hairs off your hand and make it easier to kiss or lick or whatever. Yeah.
So that's Gynecocracy.
That was okay.
The visual for that is fantastic. It's just like the mother son. She's just like got her legs up in the air. It's like, all right, here we go. He lights it.
Yeah, she's in like a dirty stained nightgown with like those really crappy Walgreens slippers and just like, all right, son, let's do this.
Company's coming. Light it up.
Company's coming, light it up.
Wow. So just to be clear, we've already, just so we know what we've covered so far today. First off, happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Second off, putting cream cheese on your vagina. and then third off, lighting farts on fire. Like, oh, okay, good. Like, I'm happy we're covering everything.
Yeah.
But it's not just any farts. It's a mother-son.
It's a mother-son farting related. Okay.
Got it.
Hey, she carried you for 9 months. The least you could do is light her farts on fire.
It is, yeah, if my mom said she needed that, let's move on. I had to think about it for a bit. I'm like, nah, I'm not even going to explore this.
Mrs. Suzak, we have some questions for you. Your son was talking about lighting your farts.
My guess, Gynecocracy. I keep looking at this word after having written it out. And I think it's pronounced differently. I think it is Gynecocracy.
Okay.
What
That sounds delicious.
Is it happens more often in kind of that the middle states in the U.S., kind of like that Mississippi, Kansas kind of thing, where you get about 5 or 6 gin and cokes deep, and then you go to the local billiards place and you start throwing down your life savings on a game of pool with against a guy named Travis. Like, you're just like
7 rabbits.
Right. You're against 7 Ravis, Word Rango follower. And yes, you get about 5 or 6 gin and cokes deep, and you're just you're ready to take on the world. Typically in a game of pool against 7 Ravis, but it could be in other facets. So that's what I think Gynecocracy
Okay,
is.
Gynecocracy, aka color of money, basically. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I like it.
That was based on gin and cokes, wasn't it? I didn't watch the first part of that, but I think that was basically what it was. Just a lot of gin and cokes, like the opening credits.
Also, gin and
Yeah,
coke
it's-
sounds like absolutely terrible drink.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna
God.
say, what about a gin and juice?
No,
right?
no. That's why you're ready to because it makes you mad. It makes you angry. Because
You're like so angry because that's the only thing you can drink
Gynecocracy.
in this bar.
Gin nobody should drink gin. I mean, it's just so dry and
a nice
Hey.
gin and tonic with a squeeze of lime.
Ugh.
I mean, I realize this
That's
is
like
episode
the
21, so
only-
we're allowed to talk about this now.
Yep, we are.
But that is wonderful.
No way,
I'll-
dude. Gin
But you
is
gotta
like
buy good gin. You can't just buy that lower shelf gin. It's like
I'll
Pine
take
Sol.
that. Yeah, the different quality of gin is going to make a difference. But I just feel like if you're going to have gin, just go with vodka. It mixes better with everything. It's not going to make you feel stupid for the fact that it's super dry. Like I think it's a little better.
I feel like if you're
personally.
considering gin, you're either an old lady who's got, one leg in a grave, or you're like a guy who just
Which,
loves...
if that's the case, get out of that grave, lady.
Yeah,
You
get
don't
out of
need
that
to be
grave, lady.
standing-
What are you doing?
don't
That's
need to
not
be
your
standing
grave.
there.
Stick in there.
That is not your grave. Get out of that grave.
That's inappropriate.
It's either that or you just like to drink and fight. Like, I mean, somebody who drinks gin on a regular basis is probably well versed in bar fighting.
Like 7 Ravis.
Like, yes. Are you
Seagram
saying
7 and
7 rabbis or 7 rabbis? I can't.
7 rabbis.
Okay.
7 rabbis.
It's like the Jewish version of that 7 samurai story.
No,
We covered that last
it's the Jewish version of 12 Monkeys, but they get tired halfway through.
Fuck it, we're done. Dave, what does Gynecocracy mean?
Oh, Gynecocracy. Okay. So, Gynecocracy is a government by women, a society ruled by women.
Oh,
I knew it.
So, like I said before, the hilarity ensued, before the hilariousness started. I feel like it's a good word for Valentine's Day because Valentine's Day was created to celebrate women. So.
Because ladies, I want you to run my government.
Yeah.
If you know what my government
like we're
is.
slowly gonna kind of slide into some Barry White action.
Euphemism.
Like, oh yeah, ladies. This holiday's all about you.
I want you to pound my gavel. I want you to be my executive branch.
I want to wear your robe on my face. No, wait, that's not. Like a judge's robe? No? Nobody?
I want you to have this cream cheese. Oh, yeah. Let's be honest. I think dudes have had a good run.
Yeah, we had a good run.
We fucked a lot of things up. Like, on behalf of men everywhere, hey guys, you done did a lot of things wrong. Like, you look at history, we kind of had our turn.
We done goofed. Yeah.
I would give it a shot. I would absolutely give it a shot. I feel like there's a lot of level-headed ladies out there that would run things fantastically, and they wouldn't let their dicks get in the way like we do all the time.
Mm-hmm. So let's flip this on its head. Let's say it's 1950.
Yeah,
like the height of
we get our
men
first
being
scenario
misogynistic.
Mm-hmm.
And let's flip this around. What are some of those things that you are going to hate to do as a man that you, in an alternate reality, would have done before?
I'm really worried about answering this question and then losing half of our listeners because it is impossible to answer without sound. Because I've taken some gender studies classes, but not enough to be educated enough on women's rights for me to be able to answer this in an appropriate manner.
I took those gender study classes, but not enough to stay awake.
Well, like
no.
Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying?
It's not what I majored. It's not what I majored in. It's not. I don't feel qualified enough to give an appropriate answer that's not going to piss a lot of people off.
We don't even know what ovaries look like, dude. We're not qualified for this. Dave thinks they look like a cheesesteak.
No, they look like sunny side up eggs. Pretty simple, pretty cut and dry there.
That's what's inside of them. Those are the eggs that are inside of the ovaries. They look like sunny side up eggs.
Oh, okay. But I think in this alternate future, I think the worst part is the worst thing in my mind is going to be the government imposed ice cream tax. Like, I mean, ladies love their ice cream, right? Like we all know this, and so a core part of their platform of like, hey, let's keep this gynecocracy running is going to be, hey, everybody loves ice cream, but it's you've been getting off scot-free just paying $4 for a half gallon of Breyer's ice cream. Like, it's worth way more than that. Help your government out. Like, let's tax the shit out of ice cream.
Yep, the blue bunny tax.
Yeah, You're
going ice cream. I'm thinking that like just the mass expansion of like Lilith Fair. Is that still going on?
Like Lilith Fair isn't going to be a festival. It's going to be a year-round celebration of Katie Lang.
Be a way of life.
And Sarah McLachlan's adopted dogs.
To my window.
Yeah, like.
I'm just struggling to come up with anything that's even funny here. Like, I just don't know.
Or what about like a granny
I feel like
panty
you're
tax?
trying to avoid a very bad Valentine's Day for yourself.
This is true, but it's not like my girlfriend listens. I mean, she hates when I record it this time. I can tell you that much. She's trying to sleep right now.
Oh, don't worry. I'll edit some clips together and email them to her.
Are you sitting in bed next to her right now? Like, I don't understand.
No, these... I mean, it's like Modest Mouse. These walls are paper thin, and she can hear me laughing across.
Wait, Modest Mouse's walls are paper thin? I don't get it.
That's a song by.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
it's like Modest Mouse is laying in our bed with us too, and they think it's weird.
They do. That's exactly
In this gynecocracy, how many people are in your bed?
If I'm lucky, one.
So it's your girlfriend. It's Modest Mouse, probably Mitt Romney.
The band Modest Mouse, Mitt Romney. So we're all tripping balls.
So I mean, but think about it this way, right? Like think about like the only actual existing gynecocracies that are out there in the world, and I, for one, can only name a single place that is a gynecocracy. And
The View.
Well, okay, two places.
Two places,
The View and Hooters. right? Right? Like,
Is it though?
no, Hooters.
Is
Hooters
it?
is.
That
Yeah.
is-
Is it?
The Hooters is entirely based on the male gaze. Ooh, drop that term. But you're right, Dave, because in essence, Hooters would not exist without the scantily clad waitresses.
Right, but I'm just
Right?
thinking like the power, right, of that establishment. Like you walk in and it's like there's very much a hierarchy, right? Like you have, Jim, the absentee, twice divorced, like manager of the place who just doesn't care. He's like, whatever, I'm on a smoke break, leave me alone. And then you have, the guys cooking in the kitchen who are breading those disgusting wings that they serve there. And, the people that are really in charge are these women that are going around, waiting tables. They have the authority to kick you out, to sit down next to you if they want and talk to you. Like they have all the power in Hooters, man. They have.
And if you
all
think
the power.
about it, if you were to answer the question, if blank quit, would the franchise survive? And the answer is no.
Jim.
No.
Or the answer is yes for
Well,
everyone
Blank's a pretty good
except
employee.
yes for everybody except the waitresses, because if all the waitresses said nope, we're done, we're not doing Hooters anymore, and women across the nation said no, it's not for us, it's kind of terrible actually, then yeah, but it would be over, because what would they do? Would you get guys to wear banana hammocks walking around serving you steak?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man.
Dongers, yeah. It sounds like a good compliment to coiffers.
It's right next door.
In this dystopian future that you're talking about, where Hooters is basically this bastion of gynecocracy,
Yes.
that means that bikini baristas are like these rogue nations that are basically just kind of running them. Oh man,
Yeah, but let's not joke
would be
about
ugly.
women quitting from Hooters, because where else would Tiger Woods get lunch, guys? Like, come on.
Wow.
Let's think of Tiger here.
I'm happy you came back from 2009 for that. Whenever
No, I remember back, where my parents live outside of York, PA. There was a Hooters there, and it's closed down now. But they had one there, and I used to always remember like the little hallway to go back to the bathroom. The last picture you would see on the wall was just like a young Tiger Woods surrounded by like all these Hooters girls with just big permed out hair, and I always thought it was really hilarious. I'm like, man, this guy must like go to Hooters every day for lunch. Like,
they knew.
Yeah, he's super rich. He could go to some French place, but no, he wants to get a club sandwich at Hooters every day.
Well then, I don't.
Yeah, hilarious
just,
story. Sorry.
No. I'm
Totally.
just saying this whole fucking thing in general. Man, we really fucked up Valentine's Day for a lot of people. Is this counting as our scenario? Should we move on to our next word? That's kind of how I'm
think
feeling.
so.
I'm feeling good about that.
Yeah, we riffed a long while on that.
Yeah.
I feel like we can do a scenario at the end. It can kind of be like the chocolate covered strawberry to dip in the champagne that we're gonna have at the very end.
Oh, there you go.
It sounds like the
That's-
grossest glass of champagne ever. Like chocolate covered
I
strawberry.
guess you really don't dip them in there. Am I
Yeah,
doing it wrong?
You just like dab it a little bit in your glass and then eat it. Like what?
I ate the glass. I ate the glass. Oh.
I ate the glass.
Bob, let's get your word this week.
Oh, my word. Which is the same thing that my grandfather used to say. Oh, my word. So, my word this week comes from friend of the show, Obo Crazy. And it is bailiwick. Bailiwick.
Bailiwick. Bailiwick. Dave, what do you think bailiwick means?
Okay, I think bailiwick is a common term of a jovial song sung by farmers as they're baling hay. So, you have that like a weem, a wep, a weem, a wep, a weem, a wep, in the jungle. Like that's how like meerkats sing, right? Yeah, right.
In the farmhouse, the mighty farmhouse, the cow moves tonight.
Exactly. So, but the farmer version of that, the farmer version is a bailiwick, a bailiwick, a bailiwick, a bailiwick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. So that's it. It's just that's what it is. You don't have
that's
anything else.
exactly what it is. It's like, I mean, you guys can
a
say
tough
whatever
one.
you want, but as soon as Bob tells us what the definition is, you're going to find out that's the definition. Yes.
Well, okay. Ryan, what do you think bailiwick means?
I think Bob's just trading in on the popularity of Game of Thrones. It's basically Bailiwick is the land that they haven't talked about yet. It's what George R. Martin's writing about right now. So they have Pentos, then across the Narrow Sea, all those places.
Essos,
Pathos, Ethos. And then Bailiwick is just this land that he hasn't talked about yet. And it's like nobody's killing each other. They're all like love each other. There's no dragons.
Is it run by women? Because I think that's a gynecocracy.
Lots of Melissa Etheridge and Sarah McLachlan.
No wonder there's no killing. I mean, I think that would be solved. Just saying. I'm just putting that out there.
It's not quite as exciting as the other ones, and he's writing it, so I think everyone's going to be maybe a little bit disappointed unless you're like super into just like, just Lilith Fair type music and stuff. But it's going to have its own exciting little twists and turns to it. But yeah, so look for that. Game of Thrones. It's going to be season 7 on HBO, and the book should be coming out here in about 5 or 6 years.
I would be in on it. I love Game of Thrones. I would watch that.
Just the gynecocracy like parts, like this like meanwhile in Bailiwick, and then like they've got like all these like people getting their shit cut off.
They're hanging out, they're drinking boxes of wine. Like
and then Bailiwick, they're just like watching Sex and the City reruns.
But I love this idea because like you'd cut away.
Can I get another bagel?
You'd like cut away, and it would be like CBS's version of like a gynecocracy. It would be like hot women married to real fat schlubs. Like it would just be like Jim Belushi and Rebecca De Mornay, like just chilling in a straw hut talking about Dragon Glass or something.
It'd be like Patricia Heaton and like Ray Romano or like you know, Kevin James or something.
Yeah.
What the fuck, CBS?
Yeah, goddamn CBS.
CBS, the #1 network. I don't know how.
I don't know.
Every show on you, when I watch it, it makes me hurt inside.
So, but
every time, it's either a weird comedy that I can't even see as possible.
Bob, Kevin James likes food, and he jokes about it. Come on, how can't you like that?
And mother-in-laws. What?
Also, George Costanza's dad is in it, too.
Every time I walk by a television and Criminal Minds is on, the only word that is sticking out to me is unsub. No one uses the word unsub ever. Ever.
The most criminal mind is the mind that decides to sit down at 8 o'clock, 7 Central, and watch Criminal Minds. Really, like, what are you doing?
Are you plotting? What did
now,
they do
if
there?
it were Criminal Mimes, I would watch that.
Criminal Mimes. Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Oh, shit, man. Like, look out. FX this summer.
You know, the most perfect criminal is a mime because their guns are automatically silenced. So, like, if it doesn't matter what gun a mime uses, the second he pulls that trigger or she pulls that trigger, like, there's no sound coming out of that gun.
We can't do a good mime thing here because it's an audio podcast. So, like, we're kind of getting ourselves in a corner here, but we can kind of
if you flip
set
over
the
to our
scene.
video podcast feed, you will see our mime podcast.
But don't you like that, like, kind of their boss is just like, oh, shit, we got to break into this bank. Like, who are we going to get? I got some guys. And then they're just, like, fucking making walls and, like, making fake keys with their hands and shit. Like, how did they get in there? That's not even a real key.
What they do, the best part is when, like, the guy's like, how are you going to do, like, they show him throwing a rope and hooking onto the top of the building. And so they grab it as if they have a rope, like they're going to start scaling the building. The real mindfuck is when it works. That's when they start... Like, where'd you get that invisible rope, dude? Like, what?
Criminal Mimes.
Criminal Mimes.
This summer on the Ocho. Like on FX3.
Bailiwick, to me, this is tough. I'm really drawing a blank here. But I believe it is...
Please mention a bagel. A bagel.
No, not bagels. What it is, I think, the first thing that comes to mind is a Bailey's Irish Cream scented candle at Yankee Candle.
Oh, okay.
That sounds... wait.
No, but you know what, though? You get drunk while you like fill your apartment or your house with this delicious aroma that smells like Bailey's Irish Cream.
Yeah.
That's bailiwick, because you light the wick and it just you slowly. It's like, you know how like people do the new kind of drink mixologist stuff where it's like fumes or smoke or some shit that you inhale. You know, it's like the same thing, but it's the Yankee Candle version.
It's better than like the tequila wick, which just smells like a hangover. Like you just,
smells like a dirty alley.
Tequila wick makes me want to fight.
Do you want your room to smell like a 17-year-old girl's favorite alcoholic drink? The favorite thing she likes
Kahlua wick.
she likes to sneak from the cover. Yeah, Kahlua wick.
Well, yeah, but there's got to be... Okay, so Bailiwick is the one they don't sell very much, obviously. Unless it's like... Unless you're like one of those cool moms that's like, well, look, if you're going to drink, I'd rather you drink at home. I'd rather you smell this candle at home than taking it over to your friend Deborah's house, because Deborah's bad news. Like, I don't trust her mom. If you kids are going to smell this candle, you smell it at home. Now, there's those ones, and then there are the ones that you would actually buy, right? Like a Smirnoff wick, at least, or something.
For me, I'd grab a Four Loko wick, like stat. That would be my jam. Be all over
be
it.
One of those kind of nights.
Give me the berry crush. I want the sour apple. I want, give me all them Four Loko wicks.
God, this is like probably our best business
I think it
idea
is.
ever.
I think it is.
Alcohol scented wicks or scented candles. So yeah, like, I mean, because it's like perfect. Everyone has their drink. Like, you know, this is like my vodka OJ wick, you know, and like, yeah, I mean, let your alcoholic candle determine your personality, and then like who you are.
Of course, you have the gin and coke wick. That's
oh shit!
Just makes you want to fight.
It makes you are not gonna have a good night. And your apartment's gonna smell.
They don't
like
ever have
vomit.
those in stock. You got to order them special. You got to special order through the internet.
Right, because it's not good for your health in any possible way.
We need more candles that smell like things, guys.
And it's gonna attract dudes named Travis.
We need
to
more
your house.
intoxicating candles. I like this as a business idea.
Intoxicating candles.
Now,
I mean, really, you're at the office. You're down at, like, say, the typewriter factory. And Dave's at his workstation, you know, working on let's say a vintage 1940 roll top typewriter. You know,
Click, clack, click, clack, clack, shrink. Click, clack, click, clack, 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 shrink. Click, clack, 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 click, clack, shrink. It's the sound of me typing on the typewriter, guys.
And his boss walks over and goes,
Dave, is that one of those alcoholic candles?
and Dave can obviously say,
Yes, sir. See, I'm an alcoholic, and I was so tired of using precious throat muscles to swallow booze, and this is just a lot better. This is nice. This is nice for the both of us. Don't you?
Well, yeah, you
don't you ruin this for us. Click, clack, click, shrink. Click, clack, click, click, shrink.
Okay, Hinkle. I'll be back after I go to HR.
Why are you typing carrots over and over again?
That doesn't even have a sweater emoticon.
no
yeah,
candle
it's an old-ass typewriter.
And no lighter makes Dave something. Shrink. Click, clack, click, clack, shrink.
Do we have a name for our drunken candle business?
Bob just nailed it. Intoxicating scents or intoxicating candles.
Yeah, that is good.
Intoxicating aroma. Yeah.
I just like the idea of just like your Jersey Shore type dude who's just like pounding the club music and just has these Jaeger candles going. Like, and he just keeps lighting them. He's like Jaeger Bob, Jaeger, like just lighting the candles. Like,
they're like the tiny little like tea candles.
Yeah, it's like a menorah kind of a thing. Like you just like fucking just.
Oh, and that's it. If you have those little candle inserts, those are like, the little ones are like shots. Ooh. And those, you can buy your own sort of candle setup to set those in there, right? So now we not only sell the drunken candles, the intoxicating aromas or whatever, you also sell the beautiful ornate pieces that are made of porcelain and stuff.
Get fucking Shark Take on the horn, dude. Like, this is like, I think we're nailing it.
Sold only on college campuses. Beer candle hats.
Keystone Light. Keystone Light wick.
Yeah. Well, and that's the beauty of it, is I think we can market this to a number of people, right? So we could put them at the Hallmark store right next to the Bibelots. And that's where it's like, you know, the commercials that are on Lifetime and on We are saying something along the lines of, you know, tough day at home, you know, kids have off for the day, and you're trying to figure, like, you have to get you want to vacuum and clean up the place, and you also have to take care of them. You know, why not have a little fun doing it and make the place smell fresh?
Yeah, or just like, you know, she wants to unwind at the end of the day, just get in a bath, like put on some Sarah and just light some fucking, you know, Pinot Grigio like candles and stuff instead of getting drunk and being hungover the next day.
And the infomercial, you know how like infomercials always, and they're my favorite thing ever. They always show the people that are just failing at life. Like it's, you know, the person opens the cabinets and all of the Tupperware falls out, and it's like, oh my god, how am I supposed to handle this? Like a normal ass person doesn't have that problem, but like they make it seem like everything is so difficult. So what we would do is we would show clips of people that are like
spilling alcohol
bottles and like spilling alcohol everywhere, spilling it on themselves like at a dinner party, and they're like, oh, I ruined everything. My dress has a stain, and everyone's giving them a look like, oh man, you're having troubles, right? Like cut her off, right? And so we're showing people that are like, you know, breaking wine glasses and stuff and having such difficulties, and then it flashes, and that's in black and white, obviously, because they always drain out the color to show it's so terrible.
And record scratch.
And then you have nice, like, you know, setup of like the home, and they're having a dinner party and people are over and everyone's having such fun, and there are like 3 candles on the table and stuff. People are getting their noses up there and inhaling deeply and everything too. You know, people around them are like quaff, 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 you know, like
Here's the best thing though. Here's the best thing. Like we're
Taking
going
it all
to make
in.
tons of money on the first year of this idea when we start putting out these alcoholic candles.
Yes.
But the best thing is year 2, we can introduce our top shelf line. So we get like, so like at first it's just like, oh, you know, we have classic scents for classic alcoholics. And, you know, after that it's like, okay, you know, are you the more refined? Do you go for the Cuervo Silver? Like, are you, I think is that even top shelf? I don't even know what top shelf booze is. I'm strictly a well whiskey kind of guy, but
we had a really low top shelf. Like I'm into some peach schnapps. Is that top shelf, right? You put that up there.
Well, it still needs to be consumer friendly, but we can sell the top shelf stuff to bars too, right? I mean, that's the other thing, is that we can sell this to pubs and bars around the nation as well that are setting candles out too, you know, or they're, you know, I can picture a bartender being like, all right, 4 shots, and then they kind of put up on the bar 4 candles.
Like 4 little tea candles, like little ones.
He lights them around and everything.
And fucking spin the lighter around. Yeah, firefighters are gonna hate this shit, man. I think we made the whole nation way more flammable. We run a vertical,
right? So we also start buying up fire departments to take care of this too when the issues come up.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like alcohol flavored like fire extinguisher.
Oh yeah. Oh Jesus, that's even
better.
Out
with the fucking Jim Beam, man.
If you're gonna put out your fires, you may as well get hammered doing it.
Don't do this at home, folks.
Jim Beam extinguishers. So that's Bailiwick. Man, we're gonna make so much money on that. Intoxicatingaromas.com. That might already exist. I'm afraid to find out. Bob, what does bailiwick mean?
Bailiwick. From Sexy Merriam-Webster, it's actually definition number 2 if you're playing the home version of the game. That is really the definition. It's a special domain. So it's like one's sphere of operations of a particular area of interest. Like, for example, 2 of you on this show, one's bailiwick would be video game writing. For one of us on this show, it would be voiceover acting. For one of us on this show, it would be being that 4th guy on this show.
Which one are we talking? Who are we talking about?
It's Dave.
Oh, knew it.
So, wait, can you say the definition again to me one more time?
I'm sad. I couldn't hear it over my sadness. Sorry.
It was a little abstract. I still want it to be alcohol.
Wait, listen, get your head from over top of that candle. God damn it.
It's 8 a.m., man. Got to start it off right with a candle, you know?
So it's like your particular area of interest or your special domain. So like your bailiwick would be video game writing.
It's like an old timey way of like saying your wheelhouse.
Yes.
Although wheelhouse sounds old timey too.
Okay.
It does. I get what you're saying. Okay, so when you say like your special domain, I mean, that could relate to a number of different things, not just sort of what you do and what you specialize in, what your expertise is, but then also it could be like this, like if you're taking a tour through your crib with someone, you know, kind of like, oh, let me show you around, and then you're like, well, this is where the magic happens, right? Like this is the master bedroom. This is my bailiwick, right?
Whoa,
do you think
put that bailiwick away? Whoa, I didn't sign up for that.
All right. My word this week is concupiscence.
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 All right, can I pounce on this one?
Yes, you can.
All right, I think concupiscence is it's when two conquistadors meet each other, and they fall in love, and they fall in love. Like that's what happens. It's like you have two rival conquistadors. They're trying to do their conquisting. Whatever they do, they just basically find indigenous peoples and try and steal their gold and give them pox-covered blankets. But it's two conquistadors are fighting over the same indigenous tribe, and on the battlefield their eyes meet and they just instantly are struck with Cupid's arrow and fall in love. And that is
Oh man, I can just picture the movie trailer. It's like Hernan, and then it shows him fighting and stuff like that. Cortez, and then it's like, oh wait, that's the same person. Pizarro, and then he's just mutilating people and shit, and then they eyes meet on the battlefield. This summer, can love bloom on a battlefield? And it's like, si, senor, and then they get together.
This summer, love is a battlefield.
And it's got some Justin Timberlake playing in the background, and they're like, it couldn't be, but could it?
Well, see, I was thinking more along the lines of the sort of slow dance song you'd hear at a wedding. Every time, do 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 do. I don't know how you do what you do. I'm so in love
their
with
metal
you.
helmets are clanking together and shit. And their big puffy sleeves are oh man, it's messy.
Yeah,
love.
That would be a long ass
summer.
sex scene, trying to get somebody's breastplate off so you can kiss their nips. It's just man.
Attack that dewlap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your guess for concupiscence. Ryan, what do you think concupiscence
I think it's just
means?
the cute little baby bum and the wings. What really makes Cupid? It's that concupiscence. It's just that baby's got some concupiscence. What are you doing with that arrow, toddler? No, fuck it, that's a real arrow.
Are you still stuck in the Game of Thrones world
Cupids
right now?
are actually lethal. There, yeah, for sure.
Okay, I like that too, and that's perfect for Valentine's Day. We have to keep in mind. Still
Cupid
Valentine's
will kill you
Day.
with those arrows, guys. Look out.
Speaking of Valentine's Day, perfect. That would be our boost in sales for our alcohol scented.
Oh, dude, it's great. Yeah, it sets the mood for couples trying to get down, and it's also great for single people who just want to cry alone in the dark on Valentine's Day. So, yeah.
Single people that have a power outage.
That's a very specific. They couldn't pay their power bill. It's probably more likely.
Single people in snowstorms.
Oh, that's really sad then, yeah.
Can you not pay your power bill? Do you want to get drunk in the dark? Buy Intoxicating Aromas brand candles.
Love, exciting and new. Hi, I'm famous Love Boat singer Jack Johns. If you would like to be drunk and have some bright light at the same time, try Intoxicating Scents.
Hey, do you want your candle neat or do you want that on the rocks? I'll take it. I'll take it on the rocks. All right, just grab a glass,
please,
dump a bunch of ice in it.
Your candles will not work on the rocks, guys.
Okay, Bob, what do you think concupiscence means?
Concupiscence is, it's really a sad term. I mean, this is sad, guys. It's when Cupid actually has racked up far too many traffic tickets because he is a shitty driver. Just the worst.
Right.
And he actually has to go spend his 30 days in jail. And now he is full of this concupiscence. He's a convict, but he's still Cupid.
And Valentine's Day is ruined.
Okay, so this is starring Danny DeVito.
And what happens when this concupiscence happens, on January 31st? He's got 30 in the hole. I mean, Valentine's Day is right around the corner. Who is going to save us?
Oh, I am smelling a feature film in which someone has to save. It's like saving Christmas. You got to bail. It's like the Santa Claus. You got to bail Santa out. Well, in this case, you have to bail Cupid out in order to save Valentine's Day. Danny DeVito. And who is bailing him out?
Shia, for sure.
Or
Joe Gordon-Levitt, man. Just get him up there.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
JGL. Got to get the JGL.
JGL, man. He would be all up in that.
This Valentine's Day. Can you save love? Cry me a river, Cupid. I'll save you. Don't worry, we can get through this. I'm down on my luck. I can't make people fall in love anymore. I got these traffic tickets.
Danny DeVito.
Yeah, that's my Dave/Danny DeVito.
I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. Okay. So Cupid goes to jail. Okay. The actual definition for concupiscence is, according to Sexy Merriam-Webster, a strong desire, especially sexual desire.
Oh.
So it means you're fucking like I am. I need to
It's
get
like,
down.
guys,
right
you
now.
know what I have a craving for? Sushi. I have a craving for sushi.
To hump sushi.
To just hump it raw. Just
Get down.
just get my bits right all up in some row, you know?
God, I just want to fucking rock it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that's like another business idea. It's just like, you know, sexual sushi, like hump it raw. Because it's sushi.
We have way too many like sexy, like sex-based, like.
food.
I like
adventures.
picture 50 years from now, or maybe 100 years from now, when we're all long dead, and like, you know, there's that idiom is still around. Oh, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. It's like, man, I'm so horny I could just fuck a sushi raw. You know, like it's just caught on. It's national kind of saying.
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So strong desire, especially sexual desire. That's concupiscence. Ryan, why don't you start off the escalator pitches really quick with Basorexia?
Well, I think it's just a more specific version of concupiscence, really. Concupiscence is really, it just comes out as like this very general sexual desire. It can be for food. It can be for, you know, if you want to have sex with sushi. But Basorexia is, you really just want to just, you know, you just want to make out, just neck that dewlap. And this Valentine's Day, like if you're around the one you love, and you have some alcohol-scented candles going, and you got the Boys to Men playing, and you have that strong desire, just go with it, man. Basorexia hits you. Just jam that tongue right down that mouth.
Or if you have like the cheap liquor version of the candles, then you're probably listening to All for One. Most
Color me
likely.
bad. You know, why not?
That's what we need to do on a future episode, is like pair a song with an alcoholic candle, because I want to see like what would the
Ooh.
Steel Reserve alcoholic candle, like what song would you listen to with that, you know, like, yeah, that would be fun.
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Let's invite the listeners. Let's invite the listeners to tweet us, you know, their suggestions as to what they would listen to and what they would smell.
Ooh, yeah, like
drink.
alcohol-scented candle pairings with popular music. Yeah, that's a good idea. It could be like a package.
Please do that at Word Rango. Okay, that's Basorexia. Dave, Gynecocracy.
So this word is very
Escalator pitch,
necessary
please.
and very valuable for your daily life, because it's like, how many times have you been, you know, in a bar, in a coffee shop, or at somebody's, you know, kid's birthday party or something, and you're trying to like succinctly explain, you know, the society that Wonder Woman comes from, and you're trying to say like, okay, they're Amazonians, like, oh, so they're like in Amazon, or they work for Amazon? No, Amazonian means like it's all women. And it's like, I wish I had like just a word that so succinctly summed that up, and that's what gynecocracy is. And you're like, yeah, you know, Wonder Woman's great because she comes from a gynecocracy and she's not used to having men in power, you know. And it's like, oh wow, yeah, gynecocracy, yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about. Shit, man, I think I'm gonna invest in his alcoholic candle idea. Like, yeah, you know, it's a really good, valuable word. And you know, like it was said earlier, you get a gyna and a cock in there. So two words that aren't typically combined together, but form sweet vocab when they get together. So yeah, gynecocracy.
I wasn't totally sure, but I think the end of that escalator pitch really helped drive that home. You may have swayed me. Bob, Bailiwick, your escalator pitch, please.
Bailiwick. Hi, Internet. How are you? I know you can't vote for me, but man, you look sexy today. Bailiwick is a special domain. You know that thing that you do that is just your thing. That is your bailiwick. Plus, I brought you sexy alcoholic candles. Just remember that. Bob Ball 2014.
All right. And concupiscence. We all have it. We've all got that desire. Maybe we're going out to lunch. We stop at a Japanese place. and we're like, have a hankering for sushi. I get it. We all go through that. I'm trying to remember the other things you guys came up with it. Maybe you're two conquistadors. You know,
Clang,
then it
clang,
really
clang,
applies to you.
Oh, Pizarro, you're still
Rhythmic
wrong.
clanging.
Cortez.
Rhythmic clanging.
Oh.
Maybe you're Danny DeVito. Everybody loves Danny DeVito. So concupiscence is a word that I think it applies to our everyday lives, especially if you're a guy. I mean, come on, like, you know, we're all hornballs. That's how we're wired, you know. It's so perfect for Valentine's Day because that's really what this holiday is focused around. It's focused around
With
love
food.
and getting down. And food. And oh man, everybody goes out to eat and gets sushi most of the time when they are out on Valentine's Day. It's just perfect, right? It all sort of ties together. That's why concupiscence, I think, is the word of the week. But in order to decide the word of the week, we need to get to our voting. Ryan, I'd like for you to start out. You have to pick between Gynecocracy, Bailiwick, and Concupiscence. Pick your top two, please.
I just got to say, guys.
It's a good week.
Yep,
a
no,
good
that was
week.
me.
It is
That was my wangle. I was doing it's a nice.
That's a
Happy
that's a
Valentine's
fast
Day.
wangle.
Love, exciting and new.
You just got arrested. You just got arrested.
Yeah,
in
just know
public.
that Bob does this podcast
Thanks.
naked.
Bye, Bob.
Bob's got his own .gov site now, so congrats. Congrats on that. You want a free website? You don't want to build that website yourself? Just do a wangle in public at your own .gov space.
Just sound clips of those. All right. Well, man, yeah. So strong showing this Valentine's Day, this early
Absolutely.
morning that we're recording. And I gotta say that I really like Gynecocracy.
Nice,
I think
nice.
I think just come to my window and like just ladies running the show. I grew up with 3 sisters. I've got 2 daughters. Not a lot of men in my familial circles. So I've been ran by women pretty much my whole life.
So you're saying
And,
there's not a lot of men in your life?
Bob, we're professionals. None of us are actually friends. I mean, come on. Like, we do this show because we knew it would work, and we knew that, like, we had good chemistry, but we
Yeah.
don't like each other. I mean, come
we
on.
rarely
Get out
talk
of here.
outside of recording podcasts. So like Bob will send us emails and we'll just be, oh, fuck that guy. And then when we
Oh, fucking God. That eyebrowless son of a
grow some
bitch.
eyebrows, then we can talk.
Hey, look, just because I love my mom doesn't mean you get to make fun of me all the time.
You got to fart again, Mom? God damn it. But yeah, so Gynecocracy would be my number 1 vote, my number 1 pick. And God, I really want them to have that in season 7 of Game of Thrones, that Bailiwick featuring that shit. That's number 2.
So is that number
Yeah.
2? All right, that's number 2. Dave, we'll go to you. Pick between Basorexia, Bailiwick, and
All right,
Concupiscence.
I really like Concupiscence, just because I just love that idea of conquistadors meeting on the battlefield and finding love. And for number 2, I'm gonna have to go with Basorexia because I love awkward social situations, and it sounds like Gus, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and his upright bass would present plenty of those. Yeah, so that's my 2.
All right, for me, I'll go next. I am going to have to go with Bailiwick as my number 1. I do think that the other words are better sort of words in general, but what we got out of these, I think Bailiwick is one of our best business ventures ever. In our 4 years of doing this show, Bailiwick, it's so promising with intoxicating scents, intoxicating aromas. We're still workshopping the name because intoxicating aromas is taken .com, and that, like, fuck that. But Bailiwick, man, I mean, who doesn't want to just light a Jaeger candle? You know?
Shot.
Yeah. You know, and just get it going. So Bailiwick is my number 1. My number 2, I've got between Basorexia and Gynecocracy. That's a really, really tough one. I think I'm going to have to go with Gynecocracy.
Nice.
It is really, really good. and I do honestly believe that, you know, like a society ran by Gina Davis would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically a League of Their
I'm
Own
all
was
over
just
that.
an hour and a half of Gynecocracy.
Well, didn't she play a role as like a female president one time too?
Sure.
I mean, it's perfect, and she would just be perfect for it. Back in the day, Gina Davis, like circa like The Fly
yeah.
or something,
Or
like
that weird pirate
man,
movie she was in.
She's
What was that called? I don't know.
Captain
I
Ron.
can't-
Yes,
I know.
Captain Ron. Gina Davis starred as Ron.
I'm almost disappointed. I'm almost disappointed bringing up Gina Davis this late because I feel like we could do a whole
Yeah.
show on her. And we will
Gina
next
Davis
week.
based
Let's all
words.
remember this. Yes.
Broadcasting live from the top
so
of
that's
Gina
my-
Davis's forehead. It's Word Rango.
So that's my pick. Bob, you have to pick between Basorexia, Gynecocracy, and
Okay.
Concupiscence.
My number one word is bailiwick. My number two word.
God damn you. God damn you. No.
Wait, I can't choose our best business venture
Bob,
ever.
you have to pick between Basorexia, Gynecocracy, and Concupiscence.
I did. Right between all of those words is bailiwick. I mean, it's right there. My number one word
No.
is the word that gave me the most chuckles and the most tears today, Gynecocracy.
Nice. You don't even need to vote for
Very
your second
nice.
word because I win.
Yeah, well, Dave, let's let him
Okay,
vote.
fine.
Bob,
Bailiwick.
you're number 2. Fine.
No,
So
don't let him do it.
fine.
You're setting a
Just
bad
fuck it.
precedent here. No, what's your second word?
Dave, none of it matters. Let me remind you. That was remember last year when I'm telling you my idea for this show and I said the beauty
Hey,
of it,
hey.
none of it really
Hey,
matters,
it matters
and
to
that's
me,
half
buddy.
the fun.
It matters to me.
Okay. You know what? The show is one of my favorite things I do this week.
Just this week. Just this one this
It's
week.
been a shitty week, guys.
Thinking back, it's been a shitty week. This is my favorite. No, it's my favorite thing I do every week, and this episode proves it. When you have 4 amazing words, and I think that a good one won.
Thank you,
Congratulations,
thank
Dave,
you.
for Gynecocracy.
Wangling again.
Happy Valentine's Day to everybody, and I want everybody to know, like, it's a shitty holiday when you're single. And trust me, when you're not single, it's also a shitty holiday because if you're a dude, like, it's kind of a pain in the ass sometimes, and you know it's kind of fake and everything. But I hope everybody has a good.
It's
holiday.
also a shitty holiday when you're Danny DeVito and you're Cupid and you're in jail.
Exactly. And so if you want to send notes to Danny DeVito in jail as Cupid, and you want him to know to stay strong and we'll carry on and all that shit, Bob, how do they do that?
You should send those words of love to us at Twitter, at Word Rango, or, twitter.com/Word Rango. A little Twitter love this week from Sailor Tweak, Ed Zytron, DNDUI, Kempo B. Thanks also to Jeremy Lamont for the huzzah and extra huzzah. I can only suppose that extra huzzah was covered in special sauce. At Bandit23, at Kurt Sasso. We did disappoint Casual Cowards this week, but we hope to make it up to you. Wink, wink, discountparrot.com. Obo Crazy asked us, how many people did Word Rango wangle into saying #GoHawks? The answer is all of them. We've wangled all of them into saying #GoHawks. And I just did again, actually. Thanks to Mime Killer for spamming us. Cheswick for telling us about the Secret Octopus game. Locked by Proxy for giving us kudos for teaching him about the most important word there is about breakfast. Gentacular. You can also check us out on Facebook,
yeah.
facebook.com/WordRango. You can check us out on the YouTubes, youtube.com/WordRango. You can find us on Stitcher. You can also find us on iTunes. You should go and give us a 5-star review. We love you. You're beautiful. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, and with iTunes, the most important thing, rate and review us. Rate us 5 stars. Leave us a review. It's not just the rating. I guess leaving actual written reviews is a really big boost for us as well.
No,
So-
absolutely. Like, every little bit helps. Like, if you think one review doesn't mean that much, it really does, because it shows activity and it bumps
really
us
does.
up on the iTunes thing, so more people can see our podcast and hear
Yeah.
it.
And it
And that's-
shows that you love us on a very special holiday.
Yes,
A
yes.
very special
Yes.
one.
And let's all do that. Yeah. So what you guys can do for us for Valentine's Day is leave us that rating and review on iTunes. And I know, like, I don't use iTunes. Fuck that program. But if you just Download it for free anyways and get on there. Go to the iTunes store and just do it anyways.
Validate our efforts, basically. Validate our efforts.
I don't know. I think I hear Bob. Yes, validate it. And yes, it does make a difference because we want to raise up in those rankings and get more people in on it and educate people more. I want to add us to the education stuff. And one thing that I want to bring up this week, Bob.
Bob, is he like?
Jesus Christ.
Bob, we're trying to get a young, hip
I want
audience.
him to
Stop
hear
bringing
this.
up the Love Boat from like 1964.
Listen, I'll remix it.
Bob.
Wiki.
WikiLeaks. Bob, I want to give Bob enormous props because he does an amazing job with producing the show.
Yeah,
and then
amazing
on top
production,
of that,
but he never
between Bob,
wins. Son of a bitch.
between Bob and Ryan, we have got some awesome stuff outside of the show that you'll probably find on our Facebook page and on Twitter. We try to send this stuff out. But for instance, we have a new ringtone that Bob created based on a recent episode that, by the way, is fucking awesome. It is great. I don't know if I can set custom ringtones on my iPhone or if I need to jailbreak this shit to do it, but I am going to figure it out and I'm going to do it because I want that as my ringtone.
I'll tell you what,
really good.
Right about now, I'll put that ringtone. We're gonna turn you into a table.
Can I revert back to my human state?
I transform. You can put that cheese plate on me.
We don't have enough room for the buffet.
Table or bus? Room full of people and a whole bunch of food, but we have nowhere to set it. If only there was somebody who could help us.
Oh man, this dinner party looks great.
You have become the worst transformer ever.
Yes, so that way people can hear that. But that is on SoundCloud. We have a SoundCloud page for that stuff. But or Bob
Yeah,
does
it's
or
at
whatever.
google.com
go to our
/
Facebook.
SoundCloud / Word Rango.
Yes. So go to facebook.com / Word Rango. You find it on there. And then also major shout out to Ryan because you're great with the web design stuff, but sexyrakes.com
Is it a real thing?
a real thing that you guys should go to. It is so good. It is so good, and it's one thing that we also snuck in a recent episode. If you guys remember Sexy Rakes, you know that Sexy. So even though if you're disappointed about discountparents.com not necessarily being a thing, SexyRakes.com
400 yards
is.
in a day, and
So-
I wanted more.
So go to that.
Oh my
You're
God,
gonna
this
die
is
laughing.
great.
It's so good. Fantastic work, Ryan. So we're gonna do more of this fun stuff, and the best way to find out about that is following us and favoriting us and liking us and whatever the fuck else. And join us next week for the main show. We're gonna have 4 more fresh words to fill your ear holes with knowledge and love. And again, happy Valentine's Day to everybody. And that's it.
Thank you for
Thank
listening.
you all for joining us.
If you're going to smear a sexy rake, put gloves on first. Don't get a splinter, guys.
Welcome aboard, it's love.